The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest, like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb ass him be, the state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens, lean, mean, money making machines serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pay. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah. West Coast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 18 of Hooked on Lakers. My name is Arshia K. We're here to talk Lakers basketball. Really appreciate you guys tuning in today. A lot of wonderful, exciting, awesome things are going on in the Lakers world, and I'm ecstatic to make this new video to kind of update you guys all on my thoughts regarding the Lakers developments. The topic of this week is Pyramid of Success. It's about a paradigm, a model that the Lakers, in my opinion, are following to create a successful basketball program. And I'm very confident that this thing is going to work because we've demonstrated in a smaller sample set, which was Summer League, and it was a success. And you don't just normally just get right to the championship. You got to go through steps. And even though a lot of people don't think Summer League is squat, I do, because any opportunity to compete, whether it's Summer League, it's preseason, it's an opportunity, another opportunity to get on the court and to develop a new skill or a new experience, or to strengthen a weakness, whatever it may be. And for us to win this championship, to me, it just means bigger and better things are down the line. But before I get into the topic of this week, I want to first kind of recap on things that have been going on. Obviously, we had the draft, which netted us 4 promising young talents to help our future. We got the number 2 overall pick, which was Lonzo Ball. He's the hometown kid, the guy who's getting a lot of hype nationally and internationally because of his dad and because of his game. We also got Kyle Kuzma. He was, I think, the number 27 pick, from what I recall, out of Utah. The versatile 6'9", 6'10" forward. I'm not going to use the name power forward because we're learning that this kid can play all different types of styles. You know, he can play a small forward, he can play power forward. In some cases now, with the 5s being smaller and quicker, he could probably play a 5 as well because of his ability to stretch the court and shoot the 3. After that, we got Josh Hart, who was the national champion out of Villanova, from what I recall. He's the 6'6" combo guard who could play point guard, shooting guard, maybe even some small forward, who plays for defense and is a strong, high character type of guy. We didn't get to see him much during the summer. He had an ankle injury early on. I think he played a couple games. But the consensus is that this kid's going to be a great player, and he's going to be a good rotation player for us in the future. And then lastly, we got Thomas Bryant, who I forgot. I actually created another video, but I couldn't remember his name, and shame on me because he shares the same last name as one of the greatest Lakers and basketball players of all time, Kobe Bryant. His name is Thomas Bryant. He's a 6'10", 6'11" power forward slash center, who brings some versatility to the NBA because of his ability to stretch the floor and shoot the three. He's also got an insane wingspan. He's 6'10". I think his wingspan is around 7'6", which is crazy. But that actually makes up for his lack of athletic ability because he's not a very good leaper. I think his vertical is around 30 inches, and it actually used to be worse than that. But I read an article that he was really worked hard on improving that and got it from 20 something, low 20s, all to 30. So 30-inch vertical with a 7'6" wingspan, we'll take it. Um, so once we had the draft, then following the draft was the summer league, and a lot of people don't pay too much attention to summer league. They go, yeah, it's whatever. All I gotta say, summer league today is not the summer league from 5, 10 years ago. It's a very competitive brand of basketball now. Kids are coming in much more skilled and athletic than ever before because of the crazy types of training programs that are out there now that anyone can do from high school to college, obviously NBA. Um, and also these guys are still playing for their future. They're still trying to land a team, whether it be in the NBA, whether it be the G League, I think it's called. It was the minor league. It used to be called the D League, but I think it's called the G League now. So it's an opportunity to play for them, and then maybe make it to the NBA or go play overseas and get a huge contract in, say, China or Europe. So it's the summer league. It's not what it was before, and I swear there were some games that I was watching. I thought they were better than the Lakers teams from like 2, 3 years ago. I swear to God, with Lonzo Ball on the court, I think some of the games that we played, our summer league team could have beat our Lakers um, uh, regular season teams from a few years ago. That's how bad we were, and that's how good these guys were this summer. So to recap, summer league. Long story short, we became the champions, which is great because it's another sign that we're getting better as a team, and we're ready to take it to the next level. Um, our number 2 overall pick balled out of his mind. He was the summer league MVP, even though he didn't play in the championship game. He had done enough, and set himself so far apart from the next player that he was awarded the MVP, and that's a great sign to start winning early on in your career. In addition to Lonzo Ball winning the MVP, our second draft pick, Kyle Kuzma out of Utah, he won the MVP of the championship game. And that was great because there was no Lonzo Ball and someone needed to step up, and he did. And this guy was balling all summer league and then just took it to a whole new level in the championship game to really show to the Lakers fans that we just got a promising pick with the number 27 pick. And this is awesome because that was the pick that we got from a trade from the D'Angelo Russell trade, which makes that trade even more better because you're not really sure at first when you get rid of our number 2 overall pick, D'Angelo Russell. You're like, oh man, this is kind of scary. But then once you see how good Lonzo Ball is, then you see how much of a problem character D'Angelo Russell is, and then how good Kyle Kuzma is and how high character he is, and then getting rid of the contract of Mozgov. You The more time goes by, the more you find out that this was a good move by the Lakers. And now I'm not even looking back. I'm not even looking back at D'Angelo Russell because it's all about building high character players, players that play both levels, both ends of the court, and are talented. So I think it was a great move for us to make that D'Angelo Russell, Brook Lopez trade. And then after Kyle Kuzma getting the MVP of the championship game, um, we had Josh Hart, who played a couple regular season games. We got a little small sample set of what he can provide, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till preseason until we get to see him again because he had an ankle injury. And then lastly, Thomas Bryant, we didn't have huge expectations for him. All we wanted was for our young draft picks to get their feet wet in a professional environment. He's very young. He's only 19 years old, but in the small sample set that he played in each game, he did very well. He did exactly what we wished. He brought energy. He's a very emotional guy, which we need that on the Lakers team. We need someone to bring in energy off the bench. He blocked shots. He made his um, baskets right near the basket, which is what we need from a big man. And I think he even hit at least a three, maybe more than a three. So that's a small sample set of what uh, weapons that this young player will be bringing to our Lakers team. So, we talked about draft picks, the draft. We talked about the successful summer league. Now let's get on to the topic of this week, which is pyramid of success. And I basically created a model that kind of gives you a little insight on what I think the Lakers are trying to build for the future. It's an illustration that kind of shows you that the path they're trying to go and the trying to foundation that they're trying to create. And I believe it all starts with uh, culture. You can have all the top talents, but if they don't have the right mentality, the right attitude, the right type of leadership skills, it's all gonna crumble. How many times in the history of sports have we seen a team that was stacked with talent, but still didn't net a championship? And that's because they didn't set create a solid foundation with good charactered people, good culture, good leadership first. And that's what the Lakers are doing. So this model that I created, there might be some parts that you kind of disagree with, or you might think something takes more precedence than another. I'm not going to argue that, but I think the main thing that is undeniable, non-negotiable, is that the very first thing that they want to build is culture. And by getting rid of D'Angelo Russell and getting in certain types of players and making some changes in ownership and leadership, that got us to the type of foundation that we want. And it's been proven to work now because it just worked in Summer League. All right. So I'm going to cut out here a video and I'm going to go strictly to audio so I can talk to you guys about this paradigm shift and kind of just get you guys to think about, you know, the great assets that the Lakers have and the great things that they've done and how successful we're going to be in the future. All right. So appreciate it, guys. I'll see you guys in a second here. All right, guys. This is um, that model that I created. That's basically talking about the Lakers um, program that they're trying to build. They're trying to build a successful program that's going to eventually net them a championship. But as you know, that's not going to happen just with a superstar talent or a super stud young coach. It's an entire program from top down that's going to win you a championship. How many times have you seen very, very talented, loaded teams that didn't win championship? You've seen it in every sport, and we know that it's more than just uh, talent. It has to be leadership. It has to be ownership, management, training staff, all of that. So basically, that's what this paradigm um, that I created is. It's an entire model of what are the elements that will make up a successful championship basketball team. And in my opinion, it has to do with the team, it has to do with the training staff, it has to do with the coach, the management, the ownership, and culture. And there's not one that's more important than the other. It doesn't matter which one is created first, as long as you have all these elements in play and they're all included in the recipe. Then, ultimately you have the best chance. And even then, nothing's guaranteed. But then, you'll have the best chance of winning a championship. And I think that's what Jeannie Buss um, is trying to do since when she took over as the primary owner of the Lakers, is she wanted to create a paradigm shift. She wanted to create a new vision and new goals for the team to get them back um, to their championship ways of being a great team. So she knew that there needed to be a change, and I believe once she took over, things started moving quickly. But the changes that actually started before then, when they were acquiring new players in the draft, and I believe that the changes started actually in 2014. I believe the changes started in 2014 when they acquired Julius Randle with the number 7 overall pick. That was basically the very first of many players that were drafted out of the collegiate ranks. He's the one that basically started it all. They had a high expectation of Julius Randle when he was coming out of Kentucky, that they thought they could team him up with Kobe Bryant and make one last run to the championship. Ultimately, that didn't happen. Kobe had a bunch of injuries, and Julius Randle's development was a little bit slower than expected, starting with an injury that derailed his first season. But he was really the first piece that we got that we could kind of build around. Um, he's a very versatile power forward, so we knew he's going to be a great player for our future. He also checks off the culture box because not only are we looking for talented players, but we're looking for players that will build a strong culture for us based on hard work, teamwork, um, the right type of leadership and attitude, etc. And although he might not be a main pillar for us moving forward. He's not like the main piece that we're going to build our future around. He might be traded down the line, but we knew he can move us forward because he's such a versatile player. He's such a hardworking player, and we knew that he's going to work hard every single offseason to continue getting better for the new up and coming season. So he's going to check off the team category as well as the culture category. In addition, that same draft year, 2014, we also got Jordan Clarkson, which was a steal. We got him in the second round. We paid Washington, I think, $1 million. And again, we're not sure if this guy's going to be a main piece for us moving forward. We knew that he's going to be a rotation guy, that he's going to make our team better because he's versatile, he's young, is athletic. And so again, we're going to check off the team and culture. But I'm just going to check it off one time for each year just to make it easier because I don't have that much space in these images that I'm creating or models that I'm creating. After 2014, which got us Julius Randle and Jordan Clarkson, we had another draft in 2015, which got us more players for our future. That got us the number 2 overall pick, D'Angelo Russell. It also got us Larry Nance. Although D'Angelo Russell isn't really going to check off the culture box, we later learned that he wasn't a good fit for our team, and we traded him. He still brought talent to our team and still brought in um, uh, more skills, which was going to improve our team. He wasn't very good in the leadership area, which was something that we were very desperate for, and later on we made a move to get rid of him. But he did improve our team. The team did very well with him on the court, and he was putting up some impressive stats for 19, 20-year-old respectively. So, he helped check off that team category. And then when we got Larry Nance, he checked off 2 areas for us: the team and the culture, because he's a very, very talented, versatile player. Who's kind of a jack of all trades, a Swiss Army knife, so to speak. And he's just a very unique type of player that any team can really use coming off the bench. And he's a high character guy who, in my opinion, might be the start of us building a strong culture. Was actually not really Julius Randle, even though he contributed. I think it really starts with Larry Nance because he's such a unique player and a unique personality that he will help any team to get better. He seems like he's very well spoken. He always says the right things. He's very articulate, and when you have a personality like that, and then you have him on the basketball court. I mean, this guy's helping you on and off the court. So this was a very big move for the Lakers, and it was a steal for us to draft this player. And he really helped move our team forward in the direction that we're trying to go. All right, after the 2015 draft, which got us D'Angelo Russell and got us Larry Nance, then we made more changes that improved our organization as a whole. We hired Luke Walton to replace Byron Scott, and this was an up-and-coming coach who comes from basketball pedigree. His dad is a legendary basketball player. He's won championships, multiple championships with the Lakers. He's played with some of the best talents in the world, and he got to coach under Steve Kerr, who is building a basketball paradigm out in the Golden State Warriors. So this guy has been around a lot of very, very talented people throughout his life, and the Lakers were very, very fortunate to land a coach like that, especially considering that he is a Laker at heart because he was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. So again, as mentioned before, there's many, many categories that build up a successful basketball program, and he checks off the coaching box as well as the culture. He's a very, very high-charactered guy. Even some people would argue that you could build this basketball program around Luke Walton, which you can. But I think it's better to build around a successful player first. Um, but bringing in Coach Walton, he's going to bring in other coaches as well, and these are also other high-charactered guys. Like Brian Shaw, he's a champion with the Lakers. He went to UC Santa Barbara, so he's kind of an LA guy. He is a California guy because I think he's from Oakland. And then they brought in Judd Bushler, who won multiple championships with the Chicago Bulls. He played with the legendary Michael Jordan, who Kobe Bryant kind of tailored his game after. So as you can see, it's all connected. Just high-character guys, people who have champions. They're bringing in that experience into the Lakers to help make the Lakers a great program. And I think it's already started. All right, guys, once we brought in Luke Walton, who changed our coaching staff and then brought in a whole new type of culture, then we had another draft in 2016 that made additional improvements to our organization, and that was the draft that brought us number 2 overall draft pick, Brandon Ingram, which was a main pillar that basically we're going to build our future program around. He checks off the team category. He definitely checks off the culture. This is just an immense talent that it's a once in a generation type of player that you have to grab if you have the chance. And I'm very, very blessed, very happy as a basketball fan to have Brandon Ingram because he's just going to be an amazing player in the future. In addition to Brandon Ingram, we also got I think it was Ivica Zubac, from what I recall. We got him in the second round. This is a Croatian basketball player who's 19 years old, 7 feet, 7'1", with a crazy wingspan. This is another high talented player with a huge future, huge potential, and another high character type of guy that's helping our program by building that culture that we're trying to build. So very, very, very good draft for us, and to help us continue making improvements from a team perspective as well as from a culture perspective. All right, guys. Following the draft that netted us Brandon Ingram and Ivica Zubac, then there were some changes made to ownership. Jeannie Buss had took over as the top person in charge of the Los Angeles Lakers, the primary owner of the team, and that meant new vision, new goals for the team. So that was a huge, huge move in the Lakers because if we didn't have that resolved, then there was going to be a tug and pull between the past and the future. And the Lakers just haven't been good enough for them to continue going down that same path. So a change needed to be made, new vision, new type of leadership, and bringing in Jeannie Buss was huge because of her strong business sense, her strong relationship, and just the ability to get things done. And she has. As soon as she took over, things started changing quickly. All right, the addition of Jeannie Buss had helped us to fulfill the ownership category as well as the culture once again. But then what's left is management and training staff. As mentioned before, there are multiple elements that make up a successful organization. Um, some might be considered more valuable than others, but for the most part, you still have to have a successful program from top down, from every angle. So we're just trying to check off all the boxes and all the categories that make up a successful program. And what was remaining was management and training staff. And naturally, when you bring in a new owner, they're probably going to bring in new management to help, um, bring to fruition the vision and the goals that she has. So Jeannie naturally went to legendary coach and businessman, legendary basketball player and businessman Magic Johnson to spearhead that effort. and right away he went and brought in a new general manager who has ties to the Los Angeles Lakers because of his relationship with managing Kobe's career as an agent, and that's Rob Pelinka. And I've talked in previous videos about how excited I am about Rob Pelinka because he's a young and up-and-coming basketball mind, kind of like Bob Myers out in the Golden State Warriors. And we already know the great things that the Warriors are doing. And as you know, um, I'm sure you've heard from from ESPN or whatnot that the Lakers are trying to duplicate um, a Golden State Warriors program, and it starts with kind of ownership, general managers, changing, um, drafting top talents out of college that match their type of vision and their philosophies. So that's what the Lakers are doing, and I think they've been successful. And by bringing in Magic Johnson and bringing in Rob Pelinka, they're going to continue bringing in the right type of talent and right type of high-charactered players. And then once Magic and Pelinka came in, they made one change, and the change that they made is they brought in Gunnar Peterson to uh, man the new training staff to bring new age type of thinking. It seems like the previous regime, the training staff was kind of old school, and in order to keep up in the modernization of the NBA, you got to have the latest and greatest, the newest philosophies. So, although this Gunnar Peterson guy doesn't have a lot of experience with the NBA, he's got a lot of experience with pro athletes and even people in Hollywood. So, I trust Magic and Pelinka that they know what they're doing. They're not just taking some random dude out of a 24-hour fitness. But supposedly this guy's supposed to be cutting edge style. So that will round up the training staff with this change that they made there. All right, and then last but not least, although the model has been complete. We've checked off every single category that makes up the model. We're still trying to sharpen the sauce, so to speaking, continue to get better, and that can mean changes to any one of those areas in the model in order to get better as a ball club. And this most recent draft brought us 4 new talents that not only check off the team category, but also do great things for the culture category as well. And that was with Lonzo Ball, who's going to be one of the future pillars of our organization. It's going to be between him and Brandon Ingram to lead us back to the promised land. We also got in this stud Kyle Kuzma as the second draft pick. Josh Hart, as mentioned before, and then lastly Thomas Bryant. And who knows which one of them is going to pan out. I mean, obviously you're naturally going to think that the number 2, but this Josh Hart might be a stud. Thomas Bryant might be way, way better than we thought. He may supersede Ivica Zubac as the backup center. Who knows? But we got a lot of great talents, a lot of great basketball minds, strong character guys, and I really like the way this organization is rounding up, is shaping up. I think these are the things that's going to make our organization successful, and we've just been making changes on top of changes. And what I really like about the Lakers is they've been real aggressive to improve as an organization, and we've done that. So this is basically what my episode this week is all about, is creating a paradigm of success. And I think we've done that with flying colors, and now I'm really looking forward to the upcoming preseason to see all these players play again, and then obviously the start of the season. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week of Hooked on Lakers. My name is Arshia K, and I'll catch up with you guys all next time. Peace.
South Central. That's right. Now make it shake. coast.